Okay, we good? 1, 2. Hopefully we are good. Let me check it out, please. Oh man, I got like way too many devices connected. I got like 10 email addresses. Comes in handy when it comes down to, doing live stream. As many as you know, I've been doing live stream with this beauty right here on Twitch for a long time. I recently stopped, but oh boy, we had a run. That being said, Twitch is totally different to YouTube. So this has been a little bit complicated. The setup is the same. I got the same camera, which by the way, I think it looks good. Same drum kit, same lights, same everything. But the setup, all the apps, all the codes, oh, so weird. Let me check it out. If we are good, we keep going. Okay. Alesis Video. Alesis está en directo. And it's me. I think we are good, technically. Can I listen to myself? We. Damn. Okay, that was good. Hi, everyone. If there's anyone, I got no idea. I'm here to talk a little bit about this. I know there are a lot of questions, or there should be a lot of questions, because this has been a new product, and as many of you know, cymbals, for example, cymbals, drumsticks, whatever, those things are easy, you can produce them. When it comes down to producing a whole new kit like this, especially with a module that powerful, wow, that's something that takes a lot of time. So, new models like this one, they mean a lot of changes. Basically, it's like a totally different brand, way too much innovation, especially with technology. It changes so much from one year to the next. So I guess there should be a lot of questions. It doesn't have to be like precise questions. It doesn't even really have to be about the kit. You can ask about whatever. I'm here. I'm going to be here this afternoon, maybe for an hour, and I'm going to reply to whatever you want. So, if you can hear me, I think you can. You should. And you can listen to the kit, hopefully. Let's see. Nice. I think you can. Then we can start. So, let me read. Okay, first question. Question from the community. I'm going to be replying to the questions that Alesis is posting, because they have already, recollected all of your questions beforehand. So it's not just like, we're not just talking for fun. These were your questions. Okay, the thing with Javi is that we've been friends for a long time. And actually, he's very, very good. He's an amazing guitar player. We have done a lot of music in the past. The only problem is that maybe in the past I didn't have the amount of subscribers that I have nowadays. So, it's a little bit tricky. However, we did this song for the, presentation of this product specifically, and people really liked it. They were asking me where can I listen to this? It's available everywhere. It's on Spotify. It's everywhere. It's called Strata from the drum kit. Alesis Strata Sphere, and you just type that on Spotify or whatever, Javi Giralte and El Estepario, and you will find it. So that is good. Are we planning on doing something else? We keep doing things. It's just we do it for fun mainly. We're good friends. He's an amazing guitar player. He sends me tracks. I play them. Yeah. And we can record in here. As you know, I have the studio, and now I even have this. So recording for me and practicing, even though he lives very far away from where I live, I just plug it in and I have instantly the digital quality that you were listening to, for example, on the presentation video of this product. And that makes possible for us to rehearse, compose, and produce, even though we are very, very, very far apart. And that's why we chose that specific song for this product, because it just makes sense. It's something that I cannot do that easy and with that amount of quality. With, for example, that kit right there, I would need a lot of microphones. By the way, when I point in that direction, that's the usual setup that you are watching on my videos. This is the practice setup. This is what I use in order not to disturb and my neighbors, and in order to rehearse with my band and to record these kind of projects. and for the rest of the videos you get the other half of the studio, which is behind you. So yeah, that's the story a little bit. Sorry, I talk too much. I'm just accustomed to Twitch, man. I just talk a lot because a man's gotta eat. Hey, Nat, I need questions. You tell me, what can I do for you? Actually, I think on the trial that I did with the other stream, oh, I already replied to some questions. So now they are fresh. If you got them, I'll just go for it. It's good. Question from the community. Again, somebody asked this on the Instagram, so I'm going to reply here. What are some of your favorite sounds from this kit? As you know, and I made a video about it, this kit is very nice because, especially, or at least that's my opinion. That's just, everyone is going to have a different opinion. But the thing that I like the most about this is how advanced and, how powerful the module is. This is basically quantum computer. So when it comes down to the sounds, I've been using this on Twitch for months, and I had to play a lot of different kinds of music. So I really had to explore a lot of different sounds because, boy, for example, if I need a China, maybe I don't want to change the whole kit, okay? And that's something good. When it comes down to an electronic drum kit, sometimes you just want a different sound here or here or here. You don't want to change the whole kit. So you gotta be familiar with the whole process of changing just one sound. And that, by playing to a lot of different styles, I developed, a good sense on all the samples that are inside of this beautiful machine. My favorite one, and this is just my opinion, but there's one that's specifically very, very good. It's a cymbal. The process is very simple. I'm going to do it in front of you so that you can, just check it out. You can go to Kit, Edit, and let's say, for example, this cymbal right here. That's how it sounds right now, right? You click on the screen, hit select, and that means whatever I hit is going to be selected. So I hit this, already did, but now it's selected. This is just the example. And the list of all the symbols that you can assign there, which are, a lot of them, rides, hi-hats, chinas, whatever you want to add, splashes, stacks, all the effects are going to appear on the screen. Now, if you go to the bottom of that list, there are a couple of stacks. They are called Seal Combo Stack. There are two of them. I like the first one, and it sounds like this. I've already assigned it, so I find it beautiful. It might sound stupid, but I find it beautiful because for me it sounds like another drum. It's something totally different. You're not accustomed to this kind of sound. And here not only you can have it, but also you can choke it and manipulate it, which is very good. Because again, as I was talking about on the video, the amount of edits that you can do on the sound sometimes is not only about having that sound, it's also about being able to manipulate that sound. Maybe you like that sound, but you want it higher. Okay, you got all these beautiful wheels right here. You can tune it. And it totally changes. Now, when we're talking about a stack, sometimes you want a higher dynamics. You don't need dynamics at all, so just pump it up. It's going to sound the same every single time. Sometimes you want to dampen it so that it sounds less or more. As a stack, on a natural stack, you could tighten it. And here, you can also tighten it, that you would adjust that into the damping, adjustments. And you also have the attack. So that's my favorite cymbal. Well, sound, sample, out of all of them, because I like it. I don't know. It makes me happy just playing it, okay? And the fact that you can choke it and also, tighten it so that it sounds basically like a hi-hat or make it loose, so loose, like no screws at all. That is good. And also you can tune it up, tune it lower. That is nice. I really like it. And again, you can choke it. It's nice. Ok, el volumen está medio bajo. ¿De la voz o de la batería? Okay, second. Sorry, a lot of questions. Sometime. What are the features you look for when you're shopping for an electronic drum set? What are the features that I look for when I'm looking for an electronic drum set? The first one, and probably the most important of them all, would be definitely the feel. Okay? I am sorry. The module is important, but the feel is everything. When something, especially electronic drum kits, when they feel good, sometimes you will find yourself using them without the headphones. Don't ask me why, but sometimes you just want the peace and quiet. These tools are not only amazing in order to listen, but they are also amazing in order to practice. And I gotta recognize, sometimes I find myself just practicing whatever, let's say finger technique, and I don't even have the key turned on. I'm just, hitting and practicing for long hours. So the first, for me, first things first, the feel. It must feel good. Cymbals in here, they feel good. They are 360, so they can rotate, no problem. All of them you can choke, that feels good as well. These are mesh drum heads, as I told you on my video. I love mesh. I really like mesh for a couple of different reasons. The first one, it is very responsive when you tune it. If it was rubber, forget about that, of course. So maybe on your floor tom, in order to get a good feel, you can loosen it up, and it's going to have less rebound, and that's going to make it feel more natural to you. And the same thing goes for each and every one of them. That's the most important, probably the most important reason why I like mesh. But also, if it was rubber, as you can see, rubber is a little bit, it's not slippery, so it kind of stop the movement of the drumstick, which is something that I don't like to happen on my drums. I like it to happen on my cymbals, but not on my drums. If I'm hitting, I like to be able to scratch without any resistance. It's going to feel better. That I like, and that's why I choose mesh over any other different kind of surface. But also there are different things that I like. For example, the feel of the bass drum. This one not only looks like a real bass drum, it also feels like a real bass drum. And as you can see, you can adjust it to make, the sound however you want. It's not going to be a problem. Let's give the bass drum also, please, a little bit of attention to the bass drum. Of course, it feels good. I'm so sad that you cannot be here playing this because you would feel it, but it does feel good. Okay, it's also mesh in there, but it has a little dampener. Yeah, I think that's the word. I'm learning English finally. Look at me, mom. You have that little dampener that's going to make it feel more like an acoustic drum kit, which is good. Because there's also another thing that I don't like about certain electronic drum kits. When they don't have that dampener and you got the same feeling on your feet that you would have on your fingers, wow, boy, that's a trip, because you get a lot of strength on your feet, so whenever you hit something and it's not dampened, that's not going to feel good. Let's pay a little bit of attention to the bass drum. Attack, more attack, less attack, dynamics. We're going to pump up the dynamics so that it sounds loud. Let's tune it a little bit. That would be like a 28 bass drum that I like. Let's stop the dampening. Okay, more dynamics, more volume that I like. Now, of course, I took all the dynamics, okay? You can play it with more dynamics. Bass drum feels good. That's the first thing that I would look on a kit. Does it feel good? As you can see, all these things. Nice, it has it. Also, a second thing that I like on a kit, I'm sorry if I'm talking too much, but I'm going to be here for a long time, so let me explain myself, please. I like when you can add different sounds to the things. That I like. That not only I like, that I love. Why? Because maybe I want this to be a cowbell. Maybe. or a China. As you have seen on the video that I have just released, I wanted an extra cymbal. Now, do I have to buy a totally different set, or do I have to buy a different cymbal? No, I just add it in here. And now, this is a cowbell, this is a man screaming hell yeah, and this is a dog barking. And I can do that because these things have different sounds. So that's also something that I really, really like. And the third thing that I would say that it's the most important thing probably out of all of them, the module. And I didn't know it until I met this beautiful thing, touch screen. I didn't know that was possible for real. Maybe I am disconnected, but when I used to go to the music stores, I don't know. I don't want to say they are the only ones that are doing it because maybe it's not true. But when I used to go to music stores, that was not the case. Okay, that was not the case. And this right here, you can operate without even reading the manual. So that's also something that I would really, really, really consider when I'm about to buy a kit. Before talking all of, I talk too much, sorry. But before saying all of that, as you can see, you got everything. You got the mesh, which is going to give you the feel. You also got different sounds, which are going to allow you to express yourself better because you can adjust different sounds. And of course, those sounds you can, as you have seen, adjust them perfectly. And of course, you got a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful module. That's what I would worry if I am looking for a kit, especially if it's a high-end kit. And this is definitely a high-end kit. Sorry. Okay, I'm turning up the volume. Sorry if it was low. I'm sorry, I don't have any feedback, man. Okay. Would you play live shows with this kit? Yes, I would. And man, you would be surprised with the amount of bands that actually use triggers for almost everything. Okay, this is a very difficult question because I'm going to say some things that may upset some people. One thing, the first time that I was playing on a big festival in front of a lot of people, one thing that really caught my attention was that all of the bands that I saw were carrying with them double bass drum acoustic kits. But when you stepped and looked at the drum kit from behind, there was a double pedal, not two single pedals. And that means one of the bass drums was just for the looks. Now, when you get closer, you realize that not only you got two bass drums and one of them is not even being used, but also on the bass drum that is being used, you got a trigger. That means basically it's not even being being used neither. I think there is a huge, I don't know if this is the word in English, but it is in Spanish, so I'm gonna say it, stigma. There is like a prejudice against electronic kits. But man, with a kit like this, I don't think anybody on the audience would realize. I don't think so. And especially for the kinds of music, extreme kinds of music where you really need triggers basically all around the kit, this would be a game changer. It's light. You don't really need to do anything. If I forget the sound check, why would I need that? Maybe the first day, but this is going to be the same. You can just save that, right? Also, it's going to make your playing better, probably. And I'm going to use this as an example. Let's say I am the drummer from Infant Annihilator, for example. Now, this is my snare drum right now, okay? Dynamics, regular, standard. I'm going to do a gravity blast, gravity roll on my snare drum. This is how it would sound, okay? Without adjusting anything. As you can see, it sounds good, but if I'm playing on Infant Annihilator, that's not how it must sound. So those guys are going to carry a drum kit, and that drum kit is going to have triggers because they need it to sound louder, because they want more dynamics, because blah 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 blah. That's how it sounds. It's just processed sounds. With an electronic drum kit, you don't need to worry about that. You hit the snare, you go to dynamics, and now the same thing that you have just heard is going to sound. Now I put it, I set it up to the max. That's too much. It's sounding funny, but it's just an example, right? I mean, it can be useful. It can be useful, and a lot of bands would save a lot of time and a lot of efforts if they chose an electronic kit. Yeah, especially with the rise of electronic music. Everybody's adding electronic to their music, even on metal bands. So I wouldn't be surprised. That's all I have to say. Would I? Yeah, yeah. Uh, the looks, the stigma is the only thing that's stopping a lot of people from doing that, including myself. And probably half of my sponsors would kill me. That's also something that, it's a little rope that I can feel around my neck. But let's keep it between you and I, okay? Menuda. Okay, next question. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, somebody asked, will the hi-hat work with a regular? Yes, yes, it will. I'm sorry, I'm using the two-leg, stand because, as you know, I often use the double pedal, which, by the way, I didn't bring. Maybe I should. A little bit of water. Sorry. There is a question saying, can you, basically, he's saying, can you avoid the rack? Yes, you can. I mean, the rack is definitely going to make your life way easier. And it is what it is. Sometimes it looks like, oh, that just, that big thing is going to be so complicated to set up and everything. Yeah, maybe. No. When you get the setup and you actually organize the cables and you actually use, this is something that really hurts when I see people with electronic drum kits and they don't use this. I don't know if you can see it. These little tapes that you can use to organize the cables. Man, that's a game changer. Obviously, yes, you could set up the kit however you like. You don't need the rack. But it is a very strong rack. I would recommend you to use it. Not only because, as I said, it makes the whole organizing thing way easier, but also, for example, for the shooting, me and another roadie, we grabbed this thing straight into the band, like from here, just popped it up. And it was 2 seconds. You can really move this, and then you're left just with, hi-hat, snare, bass drum, and it's all good. And you can disconnect, connect again. It's not going to be a problem. You don't lose anything. So I wouldn't recommend it, but yes, you definitely can. It's like the snare. For the snare, I'm using a snare stand. It could be on a rack. Yeah, sure. It can be whatever. You bought the DM10. I also had the DM10. Long time ago. Oh, yeah. Yes, I did. Actually, I did. Yep. Black one, if I am not mistaken. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe we're not talking about the same one, but yes, I did. Don't be discouraged, man. These things happen. I was saying that exact same thing on the streams. There were a lot of people asking me, oh, how does that Strike Pro sound? And I was like, no, this is not a Strike Pro. I cannot tell you what it is. And they were like, oh, but I was going to buy the Strike Pro. I was like, wait. I cannot say anything, but just wait. Give it some time, man. Maybe, because let's be honest, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe you would have gone with the DM10 anyways. But it is always nice to be able to go to the shop, and just try it out and maybe wait a little bit longer or maybe not. Yeah, it sucks. That's a bad situation. I've been in there. I've done that. Yeah, sorry, man. A ver. Somebody asks me, have I tried Pearl Mimic Pro? No. To be honest, no, I haven't. Those kits are like unicorns, man. I just never seen it on the shop. I gotta say, man, I'm from Spain. We don't have all the drum kits in the world. But no, I haven't. I haven't. I think I know what you mean. Uh, it is like an upgrade. It's like I think it's like buying a totally separate module that basically does what this does already, and it costs the same. So I think it's just something like that, right? It becomes a touchscreen. What was not a touchscreen becomes a touchscreen, and there are some improvements for you know some avocados. Go get the good thing. Okay, let me read. Sorry, it takes some time. It takes some time. Okay. How is the hi-hat controller? The hi-hat controller, it is good. I told you about it. It is the magnetic thing. I still don't know how it works. For real, I still don't know how it works. I know nothing about electronic drum kits. I just know how to play them and how they feel to me. But apparently, there's been an upgrade, and the system that they were using before, they have upgraded that, and now it has turned into this. And this is the magnetic hi-hat controller. Does it work good? Yes. You gotta be aware that the hi-hat consists on the top hi-hat. You don't even need the bottom one. Still, it feels good. You got that chick, which is good as you can listen like it's pronounced. You can get the splash as well, like it's good. I'm sorry, man, my shoes are big. So you can get both of the sounds. It really does detect both of them. Also, you can add different sounds to that. Maybe you want claves and things, so that's going to be useful. You don't need to look for anything separate. But something that you must do always, because I've seen a lot of people talking about that's sensitivity problems, whatever. Not about this kit, but in general, when it comes down to electronic drum kits, set up your things. Set up your hi hat, okay? No, there is some. No, no, set it up. There's always an option to set up certain things, and there are a lot of options that are make the module work better for you. So it does work very good, but it's going to be different. And if you go to a shop and you try it and maybe you don't like it, yeah, maybe you didn't set it up, and maybe just by doing this, oh man, I am so strong, I cannot even do this. Come on. Now you set it up again. I mean, you grab it like this. Now I change the clutch position. So I need to set it up, and it's the same thing for everything. They are electronic drums, they work within some parameters. So spend some time, even if you're going to a shop to try a certain aspect like a hi-hat or I don't know, the cross talk or all of those complicated terms, learn them and use them. Because sometimes, the problem is not with the product. If these things are advanced, boy, believe me, sometimes it's just a matter of setting it up according to your playing, according to, how high I want it, how low I want it, how much do I press, how sensitive I want it to be. And the same thing with everything. There are triggers. You got a huge button in here that says trigger edit. Go there. Do that. Hey, Cooper, how are you doing, man? What are you doing here? Any chance Alesis will release the module? Ask them, boy, they are here. Maybe. I think so, right? Like that really happens. I don't know. I don't know. To be on, maybe no. I should I talk about this? Yeah, I've never seen the point on buying the module, man. Save a little bit more. Like, it's not going to be such a big difference. Oh, I'm so sorry. I said I had the DM10, and now the question is, what other electronic drum kits you had? None. I'm not a man of, hmm, I'm not rich, so haven't had that pleasure. I wish I did though. Yeah, no, I just went to the local shops and tried all of them. It's something that always caught my attention. Uh, not only when I was little, but also as I was developing. At any point in my career, electronic drum kits are fun. So you want to go to the shop and mess with all of them. And the Alesis, I gotta say, didn't even try it. Sorry, if didn't even try it. Well, got it from Thoman. It had very, very, very good reviews and trusted them. Yeah, yeah. At some point you just trust. Even if you go to a shop, the guy is going to go like, "Yeah, you need that. Oh yeah, right. Here's my money." I would rather listen to the opinion of persons that people that are already playing that or that already bought it, and the reviews were good. So I was like, I don't know, cannot be that complicated. If they say it's good, it must be good. Tried it, it was good. Yeah. I moved and I had to sell it, which maybe it was for the better because I created a studio where I could play the acoustic one and record the videos, and that turned out fine for me. So I guess it was a good plot twist, as they say. How long it takes for you to grow that beard? Man, I don't know. Can you believe that? I don't know. I got no idea. I wasn't doing it on purpose. I'm just lazy. I don't know how you people keep shaving. Just stop doing that, man. You look good. Embrace that. Good. How am I liking the kit so far? I love it, especially because hmm, it allows me to do things that I wouldn't be able to do with the traditional kit. Not only, the classics, like experimenting with different sounds. No, no, just go with the basics. Practice at times when you cannot make noise. Good. Today, for example, I just woke up in the middle of the night, 3:30 a.m. I'm still awake. I didn't touch the bed. And I played, and I don't need to worry about anything. I can just practice. That I like. I love that. Second, as you know, I have created my band. I bring the guys here, and my other drum kit is right there. But if I want good quality, I just sit in here, and we run everything through an audio interface, and we got digital perfect quality instantly protecting our ears, which is very, very, very good for composing. Okay, very good. If you're going to go on a tour or whatever, yeah, use whatever you're going to take with you on tour. But for composing, the creative process, being hours and hours and hours together, playing whatever, oh man, sometimes pick, you just turn the volume down a little bit, and it allows you to be more comfortable while creating. So also for the live streams, I don't need to worry about anything, man. It's just a couple of cables. I mean, I'm doing all of this with USB, and the quality is. Yeah, I changed that symbol. The quality is perfect, and it's one cable. Imagine that. Recording, no problem. Click. Forget about it. It's like advantages everywhere. You cannot, there are no weak spots in here. How does the module update? Those are precise and advanced questions. But as I told you in the review, that thing right there has Wi-Fi, so I wouldn't be surprised if it just updated like my phone. You can teach it how to cook. Have you tried any of the Alesis headphones on that kit? Ah, that is good. I haven't. I would, but I have my lucky headphones, or yeah, I've had this pair for maybe 5 4 5 years now. They're all broken. I cannot just show it to you, but they are broken. They don't really isolate anymore. And these are my lucky headphones. When I wear them, I'm lucky. Uh, so no, I haven't. I haven't even tried the in-ears. As you see a lot of professionals with the in-ears. The $1,000 whatever. I don't even want that. I go with this everywhere. I just carry this. These things make me lucky. What I have tried though are the speakers. Cannot tell you the model. I'm not sure, but they really pack a punch. It was like 1,000 watts. That is strong. I got two of them. I only use one because overpower. That's too much. So no, I cannot tell you about the headphones. I can only tell you about the speakers. I'll try them. I don't know. Send me some, Alessis. The console. No, the module is not complicated at all. As I said in the beginning, one of the things that you're looking for whenever you're buying a kit is a good module. Good module is not only about being able to do a lot of things. No, it's about being able to know how to do those things, because I have faced modules that are way too complex for anybody to understand. How are you supposed to do things in there. This has a lot of different possibilities, but it's going to be user friendly. It is user friendly, so it's going to be easy for you to navigate all and of course the touch screen. That is a big difference. You can see, and it's a 10-inch screen. Like, you can see the options; they are right there. It's not like, oh, now let's look at the manual. What page does it say something about the volume of crashes, whatever? No, it's going to appear right there. So basically, you won't even need to read anything. It's right there. You want to adjust a trigger, edit. You click, and then boom, 1,000 different edits are going to appear, and you know what they mean. Like sensitivity. Well, no, like, okay, it's basic. I know how to do that. I want to change the sound. Kit edit, snare, boom, list of different snares. Bronze, brass, copper. What's copper? No, right? You know already. Oh, I want that one. Touch it. Bam, you got it. It's like ridiculous. The fact that it's a touchscreen and the fact that it's a full color 10-inch screen makes the whole process so easy that even a donkey could do it. And I mean it, because I'm very similar to a donkey. Oh, that came out weird. Weird and good. Okay, uh, I'm sorry, but I just have to say this. In music accounts, create them if you own this or any of the products. Useful, very useful to get the updates, and they keep updating, which is something very good. They updated the module a lot of different times since I got it, and the changes are massive. Like, I didn't know, man. It's not even about the module and what it can do. It's also what it can change with a different update. So that is good, and they really improve the module. They have a team constantly improving that, so they can just release the update. You can grab the update, Wi-Fi, install, 30 seconds, you got it. It's done, and you can do something new with the kit, which is good, because imagine the amount of things that they can update in, I don't know, 4 years. It's not even going to be the same kit. It's going to be something totally different. What's the experience recording through a DAW? I gotta say, And I'm not going to lie here, I gotta say, I have an audio engineer, but I recorded it myself. I'll tell you that. It's MIDI, like it's MIDI, man. It's MIDI. You know how to do that. It's going to be the same that you would do with a MIDI, keyboard. It's the same information, right? So it's just a matter of getting familiar with that process. Which, by the way, if I can give you some advice, it is a very interesting thing to learn. So not complicated at all. Plug it, you got it, record, and then you can assign any sound. And of course, you can also run that MIDI through the module. That's the interesting thing. You can create your kit in here, then you move the MIDI to the computer, and then you can bring it back so that it gets the sound from the module. And that's how actually we did the song with Javi for the premiere with this product. And that is good because maybe, I like this snare drum higher and I've already recorded the track. What am I going to do? Not a problem. Run it again, tune it up, and then you have it higher. That crash, I don't like. It should have been a China. Run it again, you got it. It is good, and you got the sounds in here, and you can adjust the different sounds so that when you run it again, they change the way you want them to change. Pretty good. So I would say it works good with any DAW. I use Pro Tools. I'm not familiar with the rest of them. Pretty sure it's going to be the same. Alejandro, my favorite part of this drum kit is you. As I said, my favorite part would be the bass drum. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. It's very hard to find a bass drum that feels real and feels good, and it's basically the same. At least for me, man, because I got it muted with a pillow, and this has that little dampener that I told you about, and the feeling is pretty much the same that I have on my acoustic kit. It just feels good. I don't know, man. What software do I use to record? When I have to record the acoustic kit, I use Audacity because, just click and it's simple, and I learned how to use it maybe when I was 10 at school. They taught me in order to make the best out of this when you have to open plugins or whatever, because as you know, you can do a lot of things with this. Maybe you need a more complicated software. So for the electronic, my choice was the Pro Tools. And I was talking with Luke Holland. He gave me he gave me full access to the kits that they are manufacturing at Mixwave. And he wanted me to try them with the electronic kit. And you just use the, Mario Duplantier kit, done. Luke Holland kit, done. And you just get the sounds instantly. So it's just like, wow, I'm in my room and I'm playing Luke Holland's kit, Jay Wimber's kit, Mangini's kit, I got it too, Thomas Pridgen's kit. Man, what can you ask? Mario Duplantier's kit, Tony Royster's kit. Man, there are a lot of kits in there. Wow. Can you demonstrate the cymbal chokes? Oh, that is a tricky question. Yes, I can. So, I picked the stacks. Yeah, it's not going to be that impressive because, well, let me add the sounds because right now we got stacks. It's going to be the same. Let me just add crashes so that it can really sound. Okay, you go back to the first screen, kit edit, hit select, hit, pick any crash. You got it? Okay. Okay. And then the other one. This is going to be a sugar crash, for example. Got it? Oh, I got the dynamics. That's it. That's it. Sorry, I had the dynamics pumped up because of what I was doing before. Yeah, you I don't know. Something good, you don't even need to choke, you can just use the stick. Someday I'll just break it. You can do that with the hi-hat too, by the way. Wow. Wait a second. Does it feel stable? Do you need to put a brick in front of the bass drum? I haven't moved it since I recorded the video for the product, and that was the only time I moved it. I need to keep it in the same place because of all the streams that I was doing and everything. Like, everything is exactly the same. I got marks on the floor for the lights to hit on a very precise way. It didn't move, and this this is a very cheap rug, that I'm using in order to keep the kit from moving. So I would say it is. It is actually very hit. I am a hard hitter. You can see it like, move a little bit, but it's just the vibration. It's not literally moving forward. It is just receiving a big hit. You got the spikes. It's not going to move. It's basically, man, it's the same as an acoustic bass drum. If you move the acoustic, you'll move this. I don't think you can move the acoustic. I don't think you can move this. Do mesh heads need to be replaced like regular heads? Well, technically, yeah. If you break them, which is something I would say impossible. One thing that I would recommend, we're going to use this question in order to give some advice instead of just saying whatever. If you want to keep an electronic drum kit, I'm not even trying to sell you the product, any mesh head, whatever mesh head you want to keep healthy, grab a new pair of sticks. That's the pair of sticks you're using on the electronic and nothing else, not even on the pad. And make sure it doesn't have, make sure the tip is perfectly round. That way, it's not going to damage at all any of the heads. When it comes down to the bass drum, that's a different situation. Don't use felt beaters on the bass drum. I don't know why, because it doesn't really make sense to me, but for some reason, felt beaters damage the mesh heads. So try something else or protect, somehow the head that you're going to use on the bass drum. That being said, if you had to replace them, which you will not, but if you had to, which you will not, but if you had to, yes, you can just take them out. Actually, fun fact, these are the heads that I have used for both of the video clips that I have recorded with my band. If you pay attention to the detail, whenever the camera gets closer, the drum heads say Alesis. I just took them out and I used them on my kit, and then I put them back, because on video clips you cannot really make a lot of sound, so you can do that. Also, little advice, you need to film a video clip, do that. Don't go with your drum kit. You will not listen to anything and it's going to be a pain in the ass for 5, 6, or 12 hours. Don't do that, and use 2 cymbals if you're playing acoustic cymbals. That will prevent them from sounding. 4 on the hi-hat. How tight do you tune the head? These are not tuned because I filmed a video clip not so long ago. So right now it's just whatever. But if we want to get specific, I try to tune it so that they feel similar to my acoustic kit. And for me, it's something pretty simple because, as you know, I often do tricks, so whenever I feel the response is the same that I get on the acoustic kit, the rebound is going to tell me. Like, if I fail the tricks, I know the tension is going to feel different, and I can do that with every every drum head in order to get that feel. For example, right now I would tell this one is too high, way too high. I tuned it. Wow, I really committed a mistake in here. I can do triple flips with this. Yeah, totally. Mesh head last a lot longer. Yeah. If you take care of them, technically they shouldn't, right? Because it's mesh. But if you do take care of them, you will not have any problem. Plus, they are just heads, you can just change them or just use them on your kit as I do. It's not a big deal. How good is the hi-hat? We were talking a little bit about the hi-hat. I'll just explain what I was talking because maybe you were not here. This hi-hat has an improvement, and that's called the magnetic hi-hat. I cannot explain how it works because I don't know anything about electronic drum kits, but what they have accomplished is that it's a more responsive hat that you can even choke. The first thing that you need to do that I haven't done yet, and I should do it right now, is adjust the, let's see, trigger edit, hi-hat setup. You need to set up the hi-hat. So what you want to do, and not only on this kit, but on any kit, you want to go to hi-hat setup, and it says, let's calibrate your hi-hat. First, loosen the clutch. Oh my man, I am so strong. Come on. Sorry, I got this. Okay, you set, and now you need to put it on the position that you would like to use. Again, and I'm tightening it. Oh, this is going to be difficult later. And then you hit finish. And then it should be good. Also, it has a lot of sensitivity whenever you're pressing it. And it also has even that, depending on the dynamics of your step, it's going to sound more close or a little bit less. You can hear the overtones, maybe a little bit. So it's basically like a real hi-hat. And man, I'm going to hit the microphone. I would say it's pretty damn good, especially for the first reason that I was talking about. It is so sensitive that you can even use it on your chops as a bass drum because it's going to recognize your step. So that I like, and that is very good. And of course, you got different sounds on all of the cymbals actually. What part from Spain? I'm from the East Coast. Sevilla and Granada are actually probably the best cities. Yeah, I really like Granada. Is something different. Granada is killer, man. If you can go there, go there. It is amazing. It is cheap. People are just good. It's a nice place to be, and the weather, the best. It's like Morocco, man. It's like African weather, sunny all day long. How many cymbals you can add? That is a good question. Maybe they can explain it, but what I do, I'm just going to talk, I'm just going to speak, that's why I'm here. As I was saying in the beginning, you can, since all the pads have different zones, you can add cymbals without actually having the need to add cymbals. Like if I want a China, I don't need to actually add another cymbal in order to play a China. I can just make this my China, this my China, this my China, and the same thing goes for splashes or whatever. So if you look at the shooting on the song that we released, I was not using a China, I was using a pad, and I was just using, the rim of the pad as a trigger for the China, because there are different zones. It's going to sound different in here than it's going to do in here, and that allows you to add as many elements as you want, respecting those different zones. And that is good, because as you said, maybe you don't want to buy another cymbal. Can you? Yeah. I would need to, check it out. I don't know exactly how many of them, because I'm not a big fan of a lot of cymbals. As you know, I am a very basic guy. Actually, the second tom I'm using as a table for my computer right here. So, yeah, I just need very little things. That is a good one. Can the module change the language? Oh boy. I never thought about that because I haven't had that problem. Ah, I am not sure. I am not sure. Please, Alesis, talk to me. Can you? I don't know. I never thought of that. You can change, I mean, you can even change the clock. But I never thought about the language. Hardware, general. I don't know. Can you? Man, let me know. Now I am really interested. Hardware. Okay, no. General, auditing. Let me know. Can you split dual zone inputs for symbols with a splitter on one output? I like your funny words, man. I am not the guy to ask that question. Splitters, never heard of that. Sounds like a fast food, place. A nice one. Does the kick feel realistic? Yes, it does. As I said on the beginning, it's one of my favorite elements of the whole drum kit. It does feel good, especially not only for the single pedal, which is obviously very good and very important, but the tricky part with electronic kits always happens if you are a double pedal user. You are going to play with a lot of strength, so it has to take a beating. It needs to have a proper punch, a good responsiveness, and it shouldn't feel like you are hitting a basketball, right? This one doesn't. How good it does feel, I would recommend you to go to a shop and try it. I wish I could tell you. I wish you were here to try it out. But man, everyone's different. Go and try it out. It has a little dampener, so it's not like you're hitting mesh. It has something inside the mesh that's going to make it feel realistic. And on top of that, of course, you got the lux, so you can tune it down or tune it up if you want it, with a little bit more rebound. You can do that, no problem. And that's going to, all of those little adjustments are going to make it easier for you to get the responsiveness that you would like. To me, that's the work perfectly, and I've used it for months on the live streams, and we were playing all kinds of music, so I wouldn't be worried about that if I was you. How do you set the dynamics on the kick? Okay, I'm going to explain all the steps, and I want you to pay a lot of attention, okay, because this is a very complicated one. Kit edit, okay? Bass drum, okay? Dynamics, took. That's it. I mean, that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about you don't even need a manual for this. You don't even need to read anything. You click the bass drum, you just choose the dynamics, as well as the tuning, as well as the attack, dampening, the volume, the panning, the microphones, overhead, kick in, kick out, room, advanced. You can, oh man, you can adjust the velocity to dampen it, velocity to pitch it, choke time. You can do whatever. So basically, two buttons you need to press. Like, with everything in this module, you need to press two buttons. Right now, I've set it up so high. I'm not even going to use the beater. I'm going to use the stick so that you can feel the difference with a high dynamic or with a low one. I am literally not applying any pressure, okay? I'm just playing with the dynamics. By making the dynamics higher, what you are achieving is that the trigger is going to throw the sample at the maximum, power. Ah, man, I wish this was in Spanish. Just check this out. Check the demonstration. I'm going to turn the dynamics from minus 50 to 100 with the same strength, same power in every stroke. And as I told you, that's specifically good whenever you are trying to do weird techniques, like for example the gravity blasts that we were doing on the snare drum. If you go from 50, minus 50 to 100 on the snare drum with the same pressure on a gravity roll, you can actually realize how important the dynamics and those kind of adjustments are in order to get your sound. That's why this module is so interesting. And of course you can go back. Wow, now the dynamics are very loud. So basically, yeah, you can do whatever. 2 clicks. How complicated it is? You hit and you you change it. It's not that complicated, man. I love the fact that they are replying the questions. That takes a lot of pressure, man. ¿Cuál es el mejor espectáculo que has tocado? What's the best show you have ever played? I am glad and proud to say that the best shows that I've played are the ones, where almost no one was watching. Probably the ones that I used to do with my first band ever. I must have been like 19 years old, 18 years old, I don't even know. But I could really, it was very different. I don't know, I felt it different. You really feel it in a different way. I couldn't even explain it because actually I've never stopped to think about this, but sometimes, not sometimes, it just did happen when you're playing on a pub and there is 20 people, 18 of them and they came because you invited them. There you really are yourself. And suddenly, I don't know, 10 years later, you can find yourself headlining a festival in front of 20,000 people. Very good. Still not as good. Not even close. It's like you're not yourself. You are responsible for the entertainment of 20,000 people. Ooh, that's a burden you carry on your shoulders. Realize it or not, it is there. So I would say the ones where nobody gave a damn about what was going to happen. Yes. And if your parents are there, that's a nice show. Or your family. I remember when my grandma came to one of my concerts, man, I am glad. I am very, very, very glad that happened. Some people don't have the pleasure to experience that in their lifetime. I did. And, there was not much people, but she was there. That's a good gig. Yeah. If I could take a lesson with any drummer, who would it be? Oh, interesting. Wow. With any drummer, dead or alive. I don't know if lessons, because I'm not really interested on the exercises and all that stuff. But I would like to talk with Joey Jordison, probably. Thomas Lang is also somebody who I would like to talk. Just talk. Just friendly talk. I want to know the person behind the kit. I don't want to know what they did to play, how they play. It's obvious to me. Just play a lot. All kinds of different things. That's the beauty of it. But being able just to talk to them and learn a lot, which even if I had the opportunity to do it, it wouldn't be good because the kind of talk that I would like to have is the kind of talk that I would have with my best friends, intimate. I would love to know about their feelings when they were getting better or maybe not, or what happened here, or the difficulties, the problems that they overcame in their life. That's what I would really like to do. And yeah, probably Joey or Thomas. Those are two very good drummers. Obviously very different. Yeah, but Thomas, I really cannot begin to understand how he does the things he does. So I would like to ask him personally and get to know him, learn a little bit how that brain works. That's what I would like to do. And Joey, it's just about passion, man. The feel man, you're asking me to compare the feel of the pads, but that is a question that I don't really understand because, as far as I know, they should be mesh as well. The Strike Pro should have mesh as well, shouldn't it? Man, I don't know. Can you, maybe you can confirm, but I think the Strike Pro also mounts mesh kit. Maybe there are other options, but I think you can also get mesh. If you can also get mesh, it should be the same feeling, which is good. As I was explaining in the beginning, I really like mesh and I like the feel. And you can change it, you can adapt it, you can tune it, you know. So that I like, but it should be the same feeling that you're getting. If you like that, you should like this. With the bass drum, I am not that sure. Every bass drum, you know, is different depending on the dampening that it has. But on the drums, should be the same, man. Gravity is possible with the Alesis. Yes, it is possible. Gravity is possible everywhere, my friend. Yeah, we have done it like 4 times already. Yes, you can do that. I'm guessing you want to do it on the snare. If you want to do it somewhere else, please remember you're going to need a stand because you are going to bend the drums, you know, because they are on a rack, so you cannot really push that. But if it's on a stand, yes, you can do it. It has good sensitivity, like from slow to fast, you can do whatever. You can do it, no problem. You can do whatever. It has a very good sensitivity, this one. When the dynamics are on, you know, standard level, which is 0, you can really feel like pretty sensitive, even with both. Like, it's very good. I don't know, man. I don't know what else you can expect from this. And I failed the last one. I was going to hit the computer, man. The hardest song I have played, I think I haven't released it yet. I think it's about to be released very soon. Of the ones that I have released, probably, oof, I don't know, man. I did a lot of different. Bongo song was hard, but now I have played it, so it's not that hard. It's always the same thing. It is hard, and suddenly it's not that hard because you did it, and you can go back and practice it, and then it's going to come back. Probably Rammstein. I did do it so good. That is a hard song with 4 pedals and everything. That was hard. Uh, Badadan by Chase and Status. That was good and hard, very hard. I was learning to do this thing, which, by the way, you cannot do on a rubber cymbal. Fuck, because you know it's not slippery, so it just doesn't really move that way. But that was hard. I was learning to do that, and that I incorporated on the next one, which is about to be uploaded, maybe this week, maybe the next one, I don't know. And that's Skrillex, Ragabomb. Probably Ragabomb has a lot of different things with the dualist and everything. By the way, I have tried the dualist here, and it is good. It is very good. All the strokes sound the same if you adjust the dynamics. That's good. I don't have it here. I am so sorry. I should have brought the dualist as well. Okay, they are both mesh. If they are both mesh, they should be the same. They should be the same. No different feeling. You can tune it however you want. Ooh, for the Spanish community, some of the best Spanish. If you say Spanish, I'm going to assume we are talking about Spain. I wouldn't like to say a bunch of Spanish names and then people from Cuba be like, hey, what about us? And people from Chile, Mexico, Argentina, and, from Spain. I'm going to start with Joel Paez saying that he's Cuban, but he's living in Spain. So let's count him in. I would say Joel Paez, Jairo Viaño, David Bao, Añe Bao, Miguel Lamas, Xavi Reijía, Manuel Reina, Saray Saez, Naima, Acuña. Those are very, very good. Manuel Reyes, Dani de Vita y Mana, lo llamo Hander, no sé cómo llamarlo. Ah, sorry, I'm talking in Spanish. Dani from Vita y Mana, I call him Hander. A bunch of them. Arnau Martí. Wow, there are a bunch of Spanish drummers that I admire. We got good drummers in here, basically in every country. The problem is that, there's like a threshold, and you don't know anybody, and suddenly a couple of them you know. Yeah, it's the same thing with every single country. You go to a country, you immerse on the culture, and suddenly you know a lot of drummers that are amazing, and you go like, oh, how is it possible that outside of this country nobody knows them? Because, man, social media or something. I don't know. I don't really know how the reach works, but there are unbelievable drummers. Out of the list that I just said, I am the worst. Like, you should check Miguel Lamas, you should check Joel Paez, you should check Jairo Viaño, you should check Manuel Reina, Xavi Reijía. These people are just out of their minds. You cannot believe what they're able to play. But they are working on real life, not like I do. I'm just putting stuff on the internet, so obviously my reach is bigger, but that does not mean that my skill is bigger. That's something important. Alex Gonzalez, for example, but not from Spain. That's what I was, that's what I was saying with all the different. If we're talking about Spain, I would say all of them. If we're talking about the whole Latin America, then, whoa, that's a full continent, man. We need to talk about that, Sí, look at you, speaking Spanish now. Okay, guys, I think we're good. An hour. Yeah, okay, we got 75 minutes right now. Unless anyone has any question, we can call it a day. Whatever you want. I'm not in a hurry at all. I'm good. Like setting this up, the lights, the camera, the interface, everything. That took some work, so I'm good. That was the worst part. This is the good part. I feel comfortable in here. What they said, that's good. You got any question? You got customer support? Go there. Again, you got their products, go to InMusic, create your account so that you can upload download all the updates. That's good. That's going to really change your instrument. Go to a store, try this out, check it out, check my review. Not only my review, I think a lot of creators were like very happy with how this came out. Whenever a new product comes out, people like me, creators, really pay attention to it. And I don't think it's a coincidence that 100 videos have just appeared. Like, this was a product that took some people by surprise, but we were waiting for it. We as a community, not me and a couple more. No, all of us. Whenever a new electronic drum kit appears, that's interesting. Electronic drum kits provide amazing advantages, and technology is evolving so fast that you should really pay attention when a product like this appears. New acoustic drum kit, what's going to be this time? Maybe, I don't know, maple, poplar, whatever, bubinga, I don't care. It's the same thing. It's been happening for years and years. Here is where the magic is happening. So when a company like Alesis develops a product, we are all paying attention. So don't take my word, don't take their word, do some research. Go to Google it, go to YouTube, Google it, and just listen to the reactions and the thoughts of the other people on the internet that have already had access to the kit. Measure all of the good things that they're saying and maybe go to a shop and try it. Yeah, definitely. Go to a shop and try it. You will be surprised. So if you're thinking about getting a electronic kit, again, not telling you to get it. Go try it. But consider everything that me and other people are talking about because, at least talking about me, I really do believe in this. That being said, any questions? Customer support, thank you so much for being here. I hope I replied to all of your questions. I really tried. And if I haven't, thousands of videos. So take care, stay safe. And now here it comes the awkward moment of me trying to end the streaming without really knowing how to do that. So cheers, guys. I appreciate it. Bye.